seemed like an innings with its handbrake up. We'll discuss that with Dan Vittori and Ajit Agarkar, as well as Graeme Swann, Murli Karthik, or with Mel Farrell at Lords. This is our halftime show, the last halftime show of the World Cup on ESPN UK for Matchday UK 2019. It's more than what they got against India and New Zealand. They made good work of that. Dan Vittori at 241. What are your initial thoughts? I know, it'll take some time, which I think is exactly what this innings has done.
Circumspect. I think it's definitely not a score that rules New Zealand out of winning this final. I think they'll obviously have fond memories of the India game, but more importantly, they'll look to see how England bowled. And they started really well, as they always do with Archer and WOAKES, but it was more Plunkett's spell and how he bowled. As soon as he started going to that cross seam all the time, it looked incredibly difficult. And I think New Zealand would be very aware of that and suggest to themselves, well, if we can bowl anywhere near how they did, slightly fuller when he was really attacking, then that gives us a chance. But it's a nervous total rather than a confident total.
Yeah, I like what you said, that it looked incredibly difficult. And as Liam Plunkett was going out into the dressing room, he got the touchline interview and said, "It's a good pitch," which is exactly what you're supposed to say, I think, after it's made to look so difficult. Now, Ajit Agarkar, as someone who's played at Lords, who's seen this game, is it looking difficult or is it difficult?
It started looking quite a good pitch actually, but like Dan said, once he bowls certain lengths, I think we saw there was a lot of the wickets were of slightly fuller lengths. Whether that plays a part, and we'll find out more once New Zealand bowl. I think till both teams have batted and bowled on it, you don't want to pass any judgment, but it's certainly not a 240 odd pitch. There's more runs in it for sure. Certain lengths have made it a little bit difficult. I mean, you can see some of the mistimed shots, or even the ball which got Kane Williamson out after he looked in, tells you that there is something in it if you can get the ball on the right lengths.
I was really interested in Tom Latham's innings because he's more of a touch player, and I think his innings is a good gauge on how to play on it. And when he sort of underhit the ball, he looked in real control. It's any of the batsmen that start going hard at the ball, that's when it seems like they get themselves in a little bit of trouble. We saw it with Neesham when he tried to take him over long on. So if there's anything to go by, it's those players who, like a Root or someone like that, who are touch players, who play within themselves, could be successful on this pitch.
The sun's not come out either, or at least doesn't seem that. We'll probably find out once we go to Swanee, but
it wouldn't surprise me if it came out just as England come out to bat.
That might help if it does, just brighten things up.
Yeah, well, it's looking bright enough if you're an England supporter, of which Graeme Swann, I think, has just given us an inkling that he might be. So let's go over just outside Lords. Graeme Swann is waiting with Murli Karthik and Mel Farrell. Mel, good to see you. Let's see what you've got from the boys outside Lords. All yours.
Oh, well, we'll talk about the opening bowling in a minute, but first I just want to bring up one of the great beauties of the world. You've got Caribbean sunsets, Scottish Highlands, the Grand Canyon, and Liam Plunkett's cross seamers in the middle overs. Don't you think?
Absolutely. I mean, Dan was completely right. When he did bowl those cross seamers, just hitting a good length, it did seem very hard to get away. What I'm sorry to tell you, Dan, the sun's come out, it's baking here. I've had to take my jacket off. I don't know how Karthik stood there with his on. It's gorgeous. No cloud cover anymore. No, it was. I mean, I really can't understand, looking back, why New Zealand batted. I thought this morning, with the toss, with the conditions as they were, with their opening bowlers, who are two of the best in the world, what they do to India, I would have been absolutely licking my lips, get the ball in my hand, get England 2 or 3 down in 10 overs. As soon as they said we're batting first, I felt a relief, because I thought, well, that's one of their major weapons has now been diluted a bit. It still could do a bit when they go back out, and we won't know if 240 is a great score until the chase starts. But I think New Zealand missed a trick, and I think England have got the advantage at the halfway stage.